Well, God bless you. Thank you for joining us today for Midday Motivation, the 7-minute plunge. Listen, I want you to jump on rather quickly. I want to share this word of motivation and inspiration for many of you who are ready to enlarge your territory. We have been hearing for years that God's getting ready to enlarge our territory. In moments and times that when God is getting ready to enlarge our territory, it is important that you and I would begin to understand the cost of negative spaces. I want to talk this afternoon, encourage you in this motivational moment, the cost of negative space. It is important that you and I often begin to move into dimensions, whether it is personal, whether it's corporate, whether it's our organization. We desire to see results. Many of us, oftentimes, as the Bible declares, we are failing miserably because we're not counting up the cost. I remember years ago, God, as a pastor, I was ready to go to the next level, take our church to the next level. In desiring to go to the next level, I did not count up the cost. I can admit I did not count up the cost, the full cost. When I'm talking about the full cost, we know the building, the cost of the building, but did not understand the necessities of taking into account all of the things that go in, the desire to dream big, to understand the things that have been assigned to my life. Did not come with understanding the full measure of counting up the cost. Like many of us, we fail to count up the cost. We desire the car, we desire the relationship, we desire the house, but we have not counted up the cost. We have not put into contingency plans just in case this may happen. I want to encourage you today, no matter who you are, where you are, and where you're getting ready to go in your life and your destiny, it is important to count up the cost. Even more, it is important to understand the negative spaces. Anytime you're getting ready to move, anytime you're getting ready to advance, anytime you're getting ready to go, it is often said that new levels calls and brings in new devils. I don't know if that is true, but I understand one thing that I've discovered, that anytime you're getting ready to go to the next level, you've got to count up and consider the negative spaces. Most of us, like Joseph, we dream, and God gives us the vision. He gives us the insight of where we're getting ready to go, but he doesn't give us all of the details. I want to help somebody here today because it is important that you and I would learn how to pay attention to the negative places as well as the positive spaces that is bringing us into our destiny. I'm reminded Robert Hugh as well as Ziegler once said, don't let negative and toxic people rent space in your head. Listen, raise the rent and kick them out. Many of us are bringing people along into the places and the spaces that we're desiring to go and that God is desiring to take us, but we're not getting rid of the people who are taking up spaces in our lives. They're negative people, they're negative spaces, they're toxicity that people are bringing into our life. You've got to learn how to remove the toxicity so that you can be at peace. One of the things that I'm learning more and more is to be at peace with me. I don't care if people don't like what I say. I don't care if people don't like the direction and where I'm going. I don't care that people that I've got to get their approval. Listen, I'm not paying to live in your head, and you're not going to pay to live in my head. If you're going to be there and take up the space, I'm going to raise the rent and kick you out. It is important that you and I learn how to count up the cost for negative spaces. It's even more important that you and I, in every dimension that God is taking us into, is to consider the cost, the price. There are two prices that you and I must pay: the price for success and the price for failure. Catch this: the price for success and the price for failure. It is often said you have to make mistakes to find out who you are not. Again, Bishop, you have to make the mistakes to find out who you are not. Many of us are trying to discover who we are. The reality is, I've got to discover who I'm not. I'm not called to be the president. I'm not called to be a musician. I'm not called to do certain things, but I know what I am called. In failing, most times we fail to discover that is not for you. If marriage is not for you, that's okay. Enjoy how to live at peace. But if marriage is for you, you've got to put in the work. My wife and I often talk in conversations together, as well as encouraging others. If you're going to understand relationships, I don't care what dimension it is 24/7. In fact, it's even greater. It's 25/8. Today, it's important that you and I will begin to understand the cost of negative space. I don't need everybody in my space that is speaking negative. I don't need everybody in my space that's trying to tell me what I cannot do. I've learned this. 5 people will tell you what you can't do. That's a clear sign that's what you've been called to do. Anytime people are trying to talk you out of something, you've got to be careful and to understand, is this what I'm called to do? If it is, you've got to have faith to believe that it's not going to be easy, but the cost of the negative spaces is mindful and paramount to get us to the place. Watch this. Joseph found himself, revealed his dream, found himself in the pit. But he didn't understand that that was a negative space. That negative space had to have somebody to come along to move him to the next place. You didn't catch that. Negative moments put you in negative spaces, but somebody's coming along to move you to the next place. You got to hang on. God is sending somebody. Even while in a prison situation, you're in that negative space. It seems like it's not working. I've come to encourage you. It's getting ready to work in your favor. I'm closing right here. You got to hang on into the prisons. Those are temporary moments that God is developing your character. He's developing who you are for where he's getting ready to take you. The negative space, when we count up the cost for negative space, it is a clear sign I'm on my way. Today, I want to encourage you right through here. If you're dealing with negativity, it is a clear sign that God's getting ready to do something in your life. Hang on, hold on. He's getting ready to blow your mind. You got to endure. Watch this. You cannot live out loud, trapped in the silence of the hidden. God's getting ready to reveal you. One more time. You cannot live out loud, trapped in the silence of the hidden. God's getting ready to expose you, and you're getting ready to live out loud. I want to encourage you today. Hold on. The cost of negative space is moving you into your place